What's up, everybody? Jimmy here. Here to do a little commentary on a little space painting. It's been about, 2 years before COVID since I've done one of these space paintings. I'm just kind of figuring out where I want to put my planets. It's been so long. This is just for practice. I plan on making plenty of mistakes at this point. I only had one piece of paper after I dug everything out of my storage unit. So I said, what the hey? Let's just go for it. I had a brand new can of red, so I definitely knew that I wanted to do a red planet. And then I found this really awesome orange. So that solidified at that point that I was going to do kind of the red fiery hues. I had a lot of clogged caps, so I had to keep switching the same cap between all my different cans, and I'm gonna assume that you're seeing those different colors kind of blend into each other in a way that they're not really supposed to be doing. That's either because I'm using two different types of paint, or that the paint is just that old that it's a little diluted and doesn't really want to stay together. Geez, it must have been probably almost 10 years at this point ago. I worked for Mark's Pizza, and we had this whole stack of outdated flyers, and they are perfect for making paintings. So I took just tons and tons of these because I didn't want them to just go. Because I didn't want them to just end up in the garbage. Man, I love how swiping the paint away looks as opposed to just kind of blotting at it. There's a bunch of different techniques that people use to make planets. I'm just kind of doing basic ones because, again, I'm trying to get rid of the cobwebs and just get back into painting, right? I want to tell you, if there's anything anybody out there wants to do, you just got to do it, right? Like, nobody's perfect at anything until they practice it a lot. And then after they've practiced it and you make the mistakes, you're bound to get better. As long as you learn from the things that you're doing and the mistakes that you make. Yeah, all right. Now we've got those planets in place. I'm going to go around them with black to solidify that their colors don't blend into anything else. Now, when we think of space, we think of just a lot of emptiness sometimes, but really, there's lots of colors and gases and all sorts of things that we see when we look up into the sky when you don't have lights around you. So if you are out there and you're trying to do paintings on your own, make sure you blend a color in with the black in your background. It'll make for a much more dynamic looking background. It won't look so just flat. Now, here's a spot I left in here specifically because it was just a huge mistake that I made, and I wanted to take an opportunity to show everybody that even when we make mistakes, we can still make beautiful things come of it, and no matter how far you've gone astray from what it is that you're doing, you can always make something of the errors and the mistakes that get made. So here what I was trying to do is trying to do that mountain texture, and it just did not work. And so what I did was I said, you know what, I'm just going to take a second. I went back over it with a flat color, and now we're just going to make all that disappear. And we're going to try again, because if at first we don't succeed, and again, this is just a practice painting, so I was just trying to have fun. I wasn't trying to be super serious. I was jamming out to some new tunes. I couldn't use that audio, obviously, for copyright reasons, but I was jamming out to the new Sleep Token album. I don't really get into the fad, but I just listen to music, and if it's good and I enjoy it, I let it play. And they had their new album come out, and I really like some of the songs on it. It's very creative for me. And so here we are again, attempt number 2 at making some mountain textures. And they didn't come out too great. I'm still practicing making mountains, and it's really hard to see because I wasn't sure of the camera angle. I just threw everything up and went for it, so the sun is really reflecting on there. But you'll be able to see it later in the video when I show everything with detail. I even got a little piece of paper stuck right here because the paint was drying. But I still went for it. It's okay. We just take a little patience, and we can still make things work. Now what we're supposed to be doing here is going back over, and you're supposed to edge up these mountains and use light theory to figure out where your lights and your shadows fall to help create that rocky texture. But I haven't studied light theory. I know there's a light side and a dark side, and I'm just kind of using just whatever, just going for it, right? Perception is really the name of the game here with space paintings. You know, I'm just using color and making circles, and everything's just different textures. So if I think it looks like a rock, I outline it. And we go for some nice rays here. I like to make those nice sound effects. I get to use this awesome orange. I love this orange. Love it. Kind of make it look like a lightsaber. Just outline, start with brights in the center, and you work your way from the darks and then to this final white stripe. Kind of seals the deal there. If I haven't added enough paint to this piece of paper, we throw some more stars on to finish, and I think that's it. Here's the reveal. Nice. It's pretty good. A little bit of an outline of a shadow there, but that's all right. And just a little off center with that white highlight on that planet, but it still looks great. I think for having not painted in, I don't know, three years or so, I think this came out okay. Could be better. Could be a lot worse, though. Tell me what you guys think. Let me know.